Hey there, GrumpyOldFart here. I'm doing an advanced Dungeons & Dragons advice video. I'm titling this one More Necessities. I did a video a while back detailing gear that advanced Dungeons & Dragons players purchased as necessities, which modern 5e players don't bother with. I'm not going to go into the reasons that 5e players don't buy this stuff, but just understand that 5th edition player characters have tons of abilities which negate the need for these things. Essentially, 5e players, a 5e, 5th edition, replaces logic, reason, and problem solving with dice rolls and role play. And I'm not a fan of that. Before I get into this though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Friends can still disagree. And check me out over on Rumble for my political commentary and weekly current events. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page over on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there, including the one pictured here, the tabletop role-playing game Outlaw Trails. It's based in the Old West. It's a shoot-'em-up, fist-fighting good time. You can sit around and play with your family and friends. I designed the game to be very, very simple so that anyone, even if you've never played any tabletop role-playing game before, can sit down with your family and friends. You can read it for a couple hours and be running games. Not just playing, but running the games. It's very simple. The idea is we need to get people into playing tabletop role-playing games. And the modern games that people are putting out are very, very complex. Families need to spend time together. In my opinion, tabletop role-playing is the way to go because it forces people off of their devices. Well, D&D Beyond does not fit that category, but regular role-playing games, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, Outlaw Trails, some of these others, the role-playing game of professional wrestling that I created. It's also on my page, on my author page. These force people off of their phones and force them to interact with each other as a family and as friends, as people. Outlaw Trails is just a fun way to spend an afternoon. Okay? So, I hope you get it, and I hope you like it. Everything on my author page is quirky weird. I got 11 books total, including these 2 tabletop role-playing games. If you enjoy the quirky weird, check out my author page, H.L. Anderson, just like it's on the book there, and you're going to find something you like, I almost guarantee it. Okay. One major thing modern players do not invest in 5th edition is paper, quill, and ink. The last time I mentioned it to any 5th edition players, I got that blank, quizzical look of incomprehension. Yeah. Modern 5e replaces mapping with map boards. And they're doing it online now with computers and stuff like that. But and to me, when the dungeon master draws out the dungeon interior for the players, this reduces exploration to, let's check out that room over there, and my fireball would be centered in the square right behind the bad guy to completely encompass the entire room along with him. Yeah. It takes away some of the mystique, some of the tension, some of the excitement of the game. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons mapping forces the players to create their own diagram of what the interior of the underground area looks like. If they get something wrong, or if they don't map at all, they could easily get lost, run out of provisions, and die. Mapping can create an entire new level of tension within the player character group. There's a number of other YouTubers out there who do gaming stuff, and they talk about this. Go check some of them out. They are absolutely wonderful. And they're absolutely correct. I have seen dungeon masters in the very near past who will put out the map with books on top of it to hide areas that they haven't seen yet. I have seen people do it on a computer screen and project it overhead or onto a wall or something. It's just ridiculous. The mapping is part of the fun, people. That's part of the fun. If you're mapping and the player characters are making their own map, and then they get separated, the ones without the map have no idea where they're going. If all the groups together and they're bebopping down the hallway or whatever, the corridor, the whatever, the cavern, and they run into a bad guy or something that they can't deal with and they have to run away, and they end up splitting up. Oh, I love that in a game, because as a dungeon master, you have to put them in separate rooms and you have to run them separately, and the ones without the map are completely lost. They have no idea where they're going. The ones without infravision, who don't have a torch, are blind because it's all dark under there, in the underground. I've done videos on this. I've lost entire groups to this. It's freaking ridiculous. Make the characters map out their own maps. Force them to do it. And if the player characters didn't bring quill and ink, you can describe it, but they can't write it down. They can't draw the map. Just the way it is. They can put arrows on the ground or whatever, but they can't make a map. That's what the paper, quill, and ink is for. So, yeah. At any rate, make them map. The other thing is, I have yet to hear a single 5th edition player mention hirelings. Most of them wouldn't know what they are. In 5th edition, player characters have tons of abilities to ensure their safety while they sleep, or which allow them to carry all their gear and pack out any treasure they gain. In Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, we didn't have a whole lot of these types of abilities. You could get a portable hole, you could get a bag of holding, but they're still finite. And if the party puts all their stuff in a portable hole, and one guy's carrying it, and that one guy gets hit by a fireball and fails his savings throw, oh my God, everything on him has to make their savings throws. A portable hole that fails its savings throw goes away. And if it's got all their gear in it, all that goes away. Yeah, you don't want to put all your gear, but you don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's the way that works. Hirelings come in dozens of flavors. Lantern bearers, teamsters, carpenters, sappers, porters, etc. And each of them has a separate function. Hirelings are not to be confused with henchmen or with followers. Henchmen are followers loyal to the player characters. Hirelings are paid employees. There's a huge difference. Most hirelings generally will not fight for you without significant compensation. If you hire a fighter, yeah, he'll fight for you, but the money has to be there. If you leave a group of hirelings alone with all of your gear and treasure while you go off to explore some labyrinth, it's quite possible that they will run off with your shit. But if they're camped with the player characters, hirelings will help stand guard, to clean and repair armor and gear, set up camp, cook, do all manner of menial chores. As long as they are paid well and treated reasonably well, they will stay and do their work. Some of them might just defend the group or go above and beyond in other ways. Hirelings can also be fighter types or other specialized classes, as I said before. These will fight for you and get down and dirty, but they will not generally perform menial labor, and they will demand a share of the treasure. But the extra muscle and firepower can be extremely useful. Hirelings help your group to be more successful, period. Some hirelings became cherished NPC party members over time. Some hirelings became useful contacts in the background of the game. You go into a town where this hireling has retired, and he's running an inn there. You can get the local gossip. You can find out what's going on. Mistreated hirelings leave and may very well become villains. Hiring help is a foreign concept in modern 5th edition gaming, but in advanced Dungeons and Dragons, they can mean the difference between life and death, and they add so much to the gaming experience. Oh my God, so much to the gaming experience. So yeah, if you get a chance, look up some of those videos I was telling you about on the mapping, and you got some out there on hirelings as well. They have some really good ones. If anybody else has any more information, any other advice, any ideas, especially with mapping and hirelings, if you have a fun story about it, the group that got lost, stick that in the comments too. I'm sure we'd all love to read them. Everybody has those stories. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.